I grew up near Canmore, Alberta, just on the edge of where civilization gives way to wilderness. Every December, our family had a tradition. We'd drive deep into the snow-dusted foothills to cut down our own Christmas tree. It wasn't about saving money, it was about ritual. My dad would haul out his old handsaw, Mom would pack hot chocolate, and my brother Noel and I would battle through the snow, arguing over which spruce was the perfect one. Every year we'd drag that tree home, cold, scratched, and laughing, until the living room smelled like pine and frost. That ended after Dad passed away. Christmas never really felt like Christmas after that. Mom couldn't handle the drive, Noel moved to Calgary, and I just stopped celebrating altogether.
But this year was different. I'd been stuck alone in my apartment after a COVID exposure, 7 days of nothing but delivery food and reruns. When the test came back negative, I decided I needed air, real air. So I got in my car, turned off my phone, and headed west into the frozen wild near Canmore, the same direction Dad used to drive. It was supposed to be simple nostalgia. It wasn't.
The sun was already low by the time I spotted a hand-painted sign along the highway. You cut Christmas trees. $40, bring your own saw. Perfect. The lot was just a frozen gravel clearing beside a narrow forest road. A few families were strapping trees to their roofs, their laughter echoing in the thin, crisp air. As I parked, a man emerged from between the trees. Tall, unnaturally tall. I'm 6'5", and this guy had to be taller by a head at least. Gaunt face, sunken eyes, skin cracked from the cold like old parchment. He nodded slowly, voice deep and tired. "Better hurry," he said. "Sun's going down fast. Don't want to be out there when it's dark. Gets cold real quick." His words carried that stretched-out cadence of someone who'd spent too long alone. "Thanks," I said, forcing a laugh. "Haven't done this since I was a kid. Hopefully I remember how to use a hacksaw." He smiled, or tried to. It twisted wrong. "You never forget, like riding a bike." Then he added, "You from around here?" "More or less," I said. "Grew up not far." He nodded again. "Well, then you already know. Darkness brings things out that don't belong in the light, and they get hungry when it's cold." I laughed politely, pretending I hadn't just gotten a chill that had nothing to do with the weather.
By the time I'd trekked deep into the pines, the other cars were gone. The laughter, the saws, the smell of gasoline, all of it swallowed by the snow. The first trees I saw were too big. The next few were sickly. Something about the forest felt off. Wrong color, wrong silence. The wind had died, but I could still hear faint creaking, like branches straining under weight that wasn't there. Finally, I found one that looked decent. A full spruce, with even branches and that perfect taper Dad used to look for. I knelt, sawed through the base, and by the time it fell, the light was gone. Completely gone. The forest felt like it exhaled. That's when I remembered the man's warning. Don't be out here after dark. I started dragging the tree back toward where I thought the parking lot was, boots crunching through the knee-deep snow. But after a few minutes, I realized I wasn't sure if I was going the right way.
Then, footsteps behind me. I stopped. The sound stopped. Snowflakes drifted past in the dark, glittering like ash. "Hello?" I called out. Nothing. I started walking faster. The sound started again. Crunch, crunch, matching my pace. I turned suddenly, flashlight cutting through the trees, and saw nothing. just a line of tall, thin shadows. My breath came in sharp bursts, fogging in front of me. The temperature had dropped brutally fast. My fingers were numb, my legs heavy. Then I remembered what Dad used to tell us on those tree trips. Old Cree folklore he'd learned growing up near Hinton. The Wendigo, the eater of the cold.
He said it was a spirit that stalked people who got lost in the winter woods, those who were cold, hungry, and alone. Every person it devoured made it taller, thinner, hungrier. It didn't chase warmth, it chased starvation. A branch cracked behind me. Then a voice, low, familiar. "Find what you were looking for?" I spun around. The tall man from the lot was standing 20 feet away, or something that looked like him. His clothes were torn, his face stretched thinner, longer. The same yellowed eyes, but now glowing faintly in the dark. Steam rose from his mouth, but his breath didn't fog. He grinned, wide enough to show too many teeth. I dropped to the tree and ran.
The cold bit deeper with every step. I could hear him behind me, the rhythm of those long strides slicing through the snow like blades. Every time I stumbled, I felt the air around me drop another 10 degrees. The colder it got, the closer he was. I didn't dare look back. Then, headlights, cutting through the forest from the left, a car pulling into the lot. The creature screamed, a sound like wind through metal, and disappeared into the trees. I stumbled toward the light, lungs burning, and collapsed against a familiar truck. The window rolled down. My brother, Noel. He looked calm. Too calm. "Noel," I gasped. You saved me. Something was chasing me. That man, he..." Noel nodded slowly. "I know." "You know?" I asked.
"Mom called me. Said you went out looking for a tree. There's only one place you could have gone. You remember what Dad used to say?" My brain felt foggy. "What?" "Never go cutting trees after dark." I froze. "You think it was a Wendigo?" He shrugged. "Think whatever you want. You're freezing. Come on, let's get you something to eat." I climbed into the truck, teeth chattering uncontrollably. He turned up the heat, smiling faintly. My stomach growled loud enough to echo in the cab. I laughed nervously. "Yeah, I'm starving." "Good," he said softly. "Me too." He turned onto the road, but as we passed the tree line, I saw something in the reflection of the passenger window. 2 yellow eyes in the dark, watching